Hi there, this is Chris, chap from the Camp Moto Legends. I want to talk to you today about a new jacket from Belstaff. I say new jacket, it's kind of an old jacket. It's the new version of the Brooklands jacket, new for 2024. And don't forget, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. The new for 2024 Belstaff Brooklands jacket heralds a long overdue update to what many would consider to be the coolest and easiest to wear jacket in the entire Belstaff collection. It was in the Belstaff range even before the Italian Malinotti family acquired the ailing British brand back in 2004. Now, once they had acquired the brand, to turn the Brooklands into a proper motorcycle jacket, they fitted armour into the shoulders and the elbows, pocket for a back protector. They also added a waterproof membrane to turn it into a properly waterproof jacket as opposed to a water resistant jacket. In truth, the Brooklands has changed very little since then, although at one point they did upgrade the armour to D30. For many years, the Brooklands was far and away the most popular jacket in the Belstaff collection, but I have to admit that we kind of went off it because we felt it didn't work as well as it should do on the bike. Now, for more than 10 years, we beseeched Belstaff to give the Brooklands a longer tail. Now, classically, a longer tail was always a feature of a blouson cut biking jacket. And if you look at the pictures of the ton-up boys back in the 50s and 60s, you'll see that nearly always their jackets had a longer back than the front. Being of Italian descent, the Malinotti family always had style in mind when they were developing the Belstaff motorcycle collection. And at times, the way a jacket looked was, in our view, to them, more important than how it performed on the bike. And so it proved to be, in our view, with the Brooklands. This was always a very cool looking jacket. In styling terms, it closely resembled a jacket that Steve McQueen used to wear when he was messing about in the hills in California with his pals on their desert sleds. But the Brooklands has never been right on the bike. A lot of people put up with it, but the problem was that when you leant forward over the bars, even at the gentlest angle, the jacket at the back would rise up, leaving the lower part of the rider's back exposed. That wasn't great in the rain, as the wet stuff would run down the back of the jacket into your pants, but it was more of an issue, perhaps, from a protection standpoint, because it left the skin exposed to the elements, and that was never going to end well if you came off the bike. It was why, here in the shop, we became somewhat reluctant to recommend the Brooklands. Well, at long last, for 2024, Belstaff has given the Brooklands a longer tail. It's just one of a number of changes that have been introduced for this season. Truth be told, Belstaff hasn't exactly gone overboard with this lengthening of the tail. In fact, from a biking perspective, I might even have preferred to see it a tad longer. But Belstaff was keen not to ruin the Brooklands look off the bike, and of course this we understand. Everything is a compromise, and what cannot be denied is that Belstaff has definitely improved the jacket from a functional standpoint, from a rider's standpoint. Now, in the past, one problem for many people was that the Brooklands, like many other Belstaff wax cotton jackets, was only rated A under the industry abrasion test, that is EN 17092. Personally, we always felt that the Brooklands would have passed at a higher standard, but when EN 17092 was first introduced a couple of years ago, many manufacturers only tested to the lowest standard, and they did that to cut costs. The problem was that if you tested for higher standard and failed, you had to test it again to meet the lower standard. So what Belstaff decided to do was to test their jackets only to the minimum standard that was required to enable them to sell their motorcycle gear as PPE. In the intervening years, many of those manufacturers who tested at the single A level have retested their garments to hit the AA or even the AAA level. Belstaff never did, and I suppose that's because Belstaff is not what you'd call a serious motorcycle company. But when they launched the new Brooklands, because it has a new fabric, they had no choice. The new jacket, it's got to be said, passes at the AA level, even though the fabric it's different, but it's pretty much unchanged. And I suppose this is what we would have expected. And what it tells us is that the old Brooklands would almost certainly have passed at the AA level as well. In most other respects, the Brooklands as a jacket is pretty much unchanged. The outer chassis is still an 8-ounce wax cotton. In fact, British Merino call this fabric Ultra Core, has a slightly firmer handle than traditional wax cotton. It's also a little bit more water resistant, but the fabric will still develop that lovely patina over time that one expects of a Belstaff. You still get a membrane, obviously, for full waterproofing, and the jacket comes with vented D30 in the shoulders and the elbows. There's a pocket for a back protector. The jacket also has these extra layers of material on the shoulders and the elbows. They might do something in terms of protection, but I think they're there largely for look. You get corduroy in the neck and in the end of the cuffs for comfort. On the outside of the jacket here, you get these two upper pockets, these two flat pockets. Further down, you get these zip pockets. There's another zipped pocket inside the jacket. At the neck, you get Belstaff's traditional belt and buckle adjuster. At the hem, there's a similar arrangement. This one is covered by a wax cotton flap to protect the bike's paintwork. To the same end, this bottom button here is rubber covered. But in another first for the Brooklands, Belstaff has given the jacket vents. So to help the rider stay cool in warmer weather, you've got incoming vents here on the biceps, and there are exhaust vents on the back of the jacket, or more accurately here up the flanks of the jacket. So in lots of little ways, the Brooklands is a step up from its predecessor. We always liked the Brooklands for its look, but now we like it also from a functional standpoint, for its functionality. But not only have they improved the jacket for 2024, they have lowered the price by almost £50, and that is unheard of. One last detail. The old Brooklands jacket had a zip-out thermal liner. Now, it was tokenistic at best, but the new jacket comes not with a thermal liner, but with buttons to enable you to clip in a vest called the Belstaff Climate Vest. But personally, we don't recommend it. As a vest, it provides no thermal protection for the arms. So our recommendation would be to wear something Merino, or if the conditions are really cold, to wear something like Klim's down jacket, the Maverick. There are better ways, it has to be said, to stay warm than wearing the climate vest. This having been said, the climate vest comes with a lovely Belstaff logo, so it's bound to be popular. Well, I hope you found that interesting. If you'd like to see more Belstaff jackets, then visit the website motolegends.com. If you'd like to learn more about the jacket that we've been discussing today, then if you click on one of the links on the screen, sometimes they're up there, sometimes they're down there, that will take you to the dedicated page on the website. When you're there, you can check out the spec in a little bit more detail, you can check availability, and obviously if you want to buy the jacket there and then, you can do that. When you buy from us, we try to make the process as simple, straightforward and risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on any item of protected wear that you buy from us. Returns are totally free, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. Now, we have the best price promise in the business. John Lewis was rightly famed for its never-knownly undersold price promise, but we go one stage better. If you can find anybody selling anything that we sell at a price that is below ours, we will beat that competitor's price by a full 10%. There are a few terms and conditions associated with what we call our price beat. Nothing particularly onerous, I can assure you, but if you are going to attempt to price beat us, I suggest you visit the website to check out what those terms and conditions are. If in the future you'd like to see bulletins from us about new products, then if you go to the website, there's a piece of script there that says newsletter sign up. Click on that button, within seconds you'll be in business. If, however, you prefer to get your information videographically, that is to say in this form, we'd be simply delighted if you want to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking on the button below. Finally, I'd like to make mention of our fabulous little shop here at Motor Legends. It's based about a mile from the centre of Guildford, about a mile from the railway station, and as I've suggested, it's a small shop. It's got a small footprint, but it's attached to our warehouse where we have more than £4 million worth of stock arranged over 3 floors. Technically, that makes us the second largest motorcycle shop in the UK. But we like to think that we are far more than just the amount of merchandise we have in the building. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. If you want to check us out, visit Trustpilot. We have the highest 5-star ranking in the business. And when you come to see us, we'll serve you only the finest Italian illy coffee, or we'll serve you proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And who knows, if you're lucky, you might even get to sample one of our delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. I hope to talk to you again soon.